enjoying those great loots for themselves. PS Murtaza has spotted on a few players as well. That will be BFM for sure. And now that's on to the other side. C4. I mean, without Gulfam, it kind of seems like they will be missing that player, right? He could have given up a cover in this situation. I mean, Ahmed is the solo one who wants to give up a good cover. But the thing is, now PS Kashuf onto the back end side is trying to spot the other players. But BFM, the quick, the backup that just arrives. I mean, C4 also would have wanted that backup for themselves. But that one player, where is Gulfam? I mean, I'm still going to be missing that individual. Like, why did he not join the lobby? And C4 Gaming just gets eliminated.
Absolutely, and PS is certainly in control. Again, you're talking about an open fight. An open fight is certainly not going to be able to favor the player and the team who are out in the open. There's only smoke ball that they can possibly get. And with that, of course, what a wonderful, wonderful turn of events. Kasuf right here from PES, as well as Momtu bringing in a lot of aggression for the team of PES. And now they have knocked one team. That is, of course, C4. And now they've got their crosshairs set for the likes of BFM. Of which, of course, two of the players they did knock down. They've got the information. Now the only thing is, how exactly is PS going to be approaching this fight?
That is true. PS Momtu is on to the other side. Entities Toxic is also trying to take down players. But Momtu already has 5 kills. Team has 6. And that individual has 5 kills. That's impressive.
Wow, what a wonderful turn of events this has turned out to be. DES on the other side also looking A-okay, but not so good for now. We just noticed that there was another kill coming in from the side of Destroyer, and Destroyer has lost one player. But talk about Team Ghazi, they've got 2 players down. Team Stoners, they've got 2 players down. Northeast Sports also has 2 players down for now. PES, in fact, it's just Momtu from PES who is annihilating this lobby with 6 points to this team. They are rushing in, they are pushing on along the side of BFM, and they will be the one who will probably bring in the early aggression in their favor. But the conversation is going to be, will BFM be able to contest this fight?
Whoa, a good grenade did just go out, but obviously they predicted that grenade, so no one would have been damaged from that one. You can see all the players still surviving. PS Kashif was just going to go and put up a first aid, and now is the matter. Like, both the teams they are barely inside the circle. For BFM, FS is taking up the fights. For BFM, PES is taking up the fights, and PES is also has to, the team also has to get inside the circle. A few of the players are outside the zone, so that's going to be one of the things that's going to trouble them out. So in this situation, it's going to be tricky, but Tyrant, oh, he almost would have been down, but look at that, TS is also coming from behind.
Wow, that could be troublesome for FS right there. Team Stoner has 2 players alive, and Freestyle has 3 players alive on that compound. And right here, of course, BFM is looking in a very, very tricky situation. Along with that, they also have to keep in mind that all the vehicles that they take in cover off, they are still not blown away. So if there is a lot of gunpowder being thrown on across towards those cars, that will be the end of BFM right there. Even though that was supposed to be the cover might end up being the destruction of the team itself. But with that, move on towards the compound where FS was bringing in annihilation down towards BFM. Well, they have just been joined by Team Stoner, and Team Stoner has already gotten 1 knock coming in from Tyrant, and another knock coming in right here, which seemed like an AFK approach, and an easy kill coming in from the side of FS Tyrant 2.
Well, Tyrant also has 5 kills. Now I want to see what this team does, because this team is looking really good with the approach of Miramar. I mean, previously there used to be one team that owned the Miramar, and now that team is not in this lobby for sure. So that is going to be obviously giving us new domination stories. Look at a good grenade. There it is. It just went out, but well, it did give them 1 kill for sure. Now it's Hunter who's surviving, but for how long can Hunter survive? That's going to be one of the most important questions. I mean, all the 4 players, they are looking on to the other directions, but Hunter might as well just go for a good backstab if he wants to go for this.
Absolutely, and DES looking onto the other side altogether. They still have PES in their crosshairs, and PES is out in the open, which is where PES could be in a little bit of a troublesome situation, because Destroyers certainly have a lot more advantage than PES being out in the open. And of course, with that, grenades are being thrown across from the side of Rafay of DES, and that is a knock coming in for PES, and Destroyer are looking pretty comfortable in the spot for the moment. On the other side, of course, BFM taking a very low-key approach. Hunter right here, he certainly does know that there is an entire team right in front of him, but he is not making any noise. He's not giving any sound cues. All he wants to do is keep his head down and survive for as long as he possibly can.
Alright, well, Narikari is just out here. The helmet is done for, but he wants to take the other players' helmets down for sure. That's what it's looking like right now, but the thing still stays. How much of a damage can he just actually do in the situation? Alright, well, just going to go for the smokes, and then just going to move forward. Vilgax, you can see a canted sight just right next to him. If you want to use it, he can, but obviously would want to go for that scope. Oh, this will look bad. Knock and finish. There it is. Reload comes down. And no one wants to point on him. Now they do. Now they know what's happening, and he has sensed another one. He can take him down as well. He has 8 bullets. He can take one more down. He does. Reloading. Another one's coming. Can he take the team down? Yes, he does. All right, though. What? It was FS Respect from the other side. BFM Hunter is still surviving. Wilgax is the last one. Will he be the demise of the whole team? How is this happening? But no, he goes down. Oh my god.
Wow, I mean, that was just phenomenal play coming in from BFM Hunter, and indeed he was able to almost bring the entire team of Destroyer down, but FS was certainly the one to thank him, and also the one that retaliated against his aggression, and were the ones to bring him down as well. But with that, of course, BFM getting back sent into the lobby, and on that side, PES that were across the road are out in the open once again as they were in the previous game. This is not looking too good for the side of PES. On the other side, of course, we look at Destroyer. They are getting themselves acclimated and getting those knocked out players revived once again, and on the other side PES is moving away from Destroyer's position. They are going to have to contest for this small little compound that they're rushing on towards, but that is the only approach rather than staying out in the open for now.
Alright, well, PS Kashuf, he is just, sitting down here. Well, okay. Now the thing is, NFP has all the players surviving, but all they have to do is just don't overcome it. Well, Sky Khate's grenades were really good, and he actually turns his name into a grenadier. As you can see, he did take down one. And now the thing is, NFP again, they can go for another chicken. They had the first in the first game, and now they can try in this one as well. But the most important thing is, how will you take the open area fights given the fact you're not inside the circle properly?
Exactly, I mean, that is what has turned out to be when it comes to a mirror approach, and that too into the final few moments of this game. It is turning out to be an open circle, for which, of course, it is going to be a conversation about PES, because they certainly do have the compound in their favor. The conversation is they have the compound, they have the circle, but they seem to be giving away a lot of information, and their players are being knocked out right off the bat as they enter the compound, and that is not turning into their favor. But on the other side, of course, Northeast Sports capitalizing on this information entirely, and Emmer right here bringing in 2 kills for the team and another knock for PES.
Well, 2 players have a really good central area in the circle for themselves, and they are in the center of the zone. That's a really good thing. All they have to do is defend, and these 2 players can defend given the fact their opponents have to come out in the open. Even if it's from that compound to this house, they have an open area. PS Ismail meanwhile takes down one more player, and Kashraf is looking really good with domination for his own self. H2E meanwhile, the team has 2 kills, and both are with Jigsaw, but now they have to look forward and look for more because they need those kill numbers.
Absolutely, and H2E certainly has an upper advantage of that hill as they push on down towards PES, and that is going to be a very, very interesting approach for H2E. But PES right now not looking that comfortable as they are being grounded from NES's side, and that could be annihilation from the side of PES. But for now, they're able to maintain that strong ground, and they're able to keep those 4 players alive. On the other side, you talk about Destroyer approach. This is looking interesting. Now, Emmer on the silver of HP and getting himself back alive. On the other side, Willax getting H2E's annihilation and domination is being brought down. That implied there's only 1 more player remaining for the side.
Khatir is out there and no more. He gets shut down as well. We are down to 4 teams right now. 4 teams surviving. H2E is looking really good. Now they are picking up the pace. Jigsaw again has 2 kills. PES meanwhile has 9 kills for themselves. They just have to stay here. The circle is with them now. Circle is with PES. Will the game be with PES? That's the most important question. On to the other side, NES. These 2 players. What they can do is just hope that they get the 2nd position. Otherwise, if they take up a fight, it might just backfire. But DSM are the last player for DES. How long can he survive given the fact he's outside the zone?
Well, for now, he's certainly going to want to try and utilize this position because, of course, the other teams, the other 3 teams that we're looking at right now, PES as well as Northeast Sports and H2E, are going to have to make that rotation and get themselves that much more acclimated into the compound itself. And the rush is coming in from H2E, and this is not looking too good because Kasuf is already set up and ready, and he's got the crosshairs all set up, but H2E just somehow getting away from that position and in towards the compound of PES. Now, PES has to hold their ground. There's no conversation about it. But on the other side, of course, Ocean, as you just mentioned, when it comes to Northeast Sports agenda, they ought to just keep themselves alive for the longest time that they possibly can.
Well, DSM, what he can do is, suppose if PS's players are taking up onto the other direction, DSM can go for a really good back shot. Just might as well just take 1 player down with himself as he he will be, being taken down by the circle slowly and steadily. He has to cross the road and he cannot cross the road. Meanwhile, H3 takes down one Hawker as well. He's low on HP. He will have to save himself. Meanwhile, he needs to put up a first hit and he needs to do it now. All right, NES, they start up a fight. They are in the war. Jigsaw goes down by Emmer as well. NES, two-man chaos is what they are. Hawker, low on HP. Helmet totally done for. All he has to do is go for the heals and he does not have. Now he has 4 first aids. Will be putting up one. Has to revive the teammates. This is going to be really bad. But DS Emmer also comes down into this house. This is a complete chaos. Emmer taking up a proper TPP as he can, and he has decided to not go up, not right now. But NES, they want those kills. Emmer is out here. Emmer needs to see this. He goes in, spots him out. Can he take a fight? No, he avoids it. He avoids it. He avoids the fight. But why?
What? That, of course, the information was relayed to NES's player, but indeed he did not want to take that fight whatsoever at all, and DES Destroyer Hammer has certainly utilized that capitalization and perfectly brought himself into the small little hut. But along with that, PES, they have to thank NES for H2E's entire push was controlled by North Esports.
Now it's down to P. I mean, PES has numbers advantage. All they know that the gunshots are in that house, the players are in that house. These 4 players, they have 10 kills. Murtaza needs up a revival. He will be given that revival, and yes, he is revived. If you have nades, just throw them. Even if it's on the ground floor, even if it's on the first floor, you will get someone down. That's the most important thing. But right now, PES, they are still looking forward. NES, meanwhile, they are onto the ground floor. All they need to do is go for Emmer. Now, Maxi, he is throwing up a few things out onto one corner. But Emmer takes on Murtaza. I mean, what an aim this guy has. Destroy Esports, meanwhile, gets eliminated. This house constitutes every inch of fight. 10 seconds. And the next circle will be forming up. Now PES has to get inside the circle. They are 14 meters outside the circle. If they have to make it for the game, they have to go inside the circle. It's really tricky. It's really tricky. It's against them right now.
But it certainly is working in their favor because they've got the man advantage, and that is, of course, something that they could very well capitalize and utilize upon. And NES having to, well, again, they have to look on towards the 360 approach, and they have to keep in mind that the team of PES could be approaching from any direction, any side, and PES has a wonderful skill where they are just trying to block off that information by the use of that smoke.
I heard MK though, but well, Emmer is the last one surviving right now. The circle is doing damage to him and he goes down. All right, well, I heard a few MK14 shots as well just a second ago, and I was like, if someone is using MK, it's surely a game done, and there it is, totally sports.